Murray, how you doing today on this sunny day in the UK?
Jasper, I'm good, man. Thanks so much for having me.
When I listen to your music, it brings summer as well. Is that the thing Easy Life wanted to do?
Maybe, I think it's because it's always raining here. In England, it's always raining, so we've got to sort of bring the sunshine in the music as much as we can. I mean, you caught me on a very good day. This is probably, we probably get like 10 of these days a year, so I'm making the most of it.
Did you already go to the pub? They are reopened in the UK at the moment.
That is a very, very silly question. Of course, we went to the pub. Of course.
And what was the first beer you drank there?
Guinness.
Oh, man, I can't wait for that. The pubs in the Netherlands are opening next week, so that will be my first one as well.
Wow, you guys are a week too late, man. You need to get yourself to the pub. It's so nice. It's so nice, isn't it, that we're actually allowed out to, all jokes aside, just to see people and socialize. And it's a little bit strange, I must say. My anxieties were through the roof, but after a few Guinnesses, I was all right.
When are you allowed to go back on the road with your band? Are there any plans for shows at the moment?
Yeah, so we're doing the UK in November, and then we are doing Europe March 2022. So it all seems like a long way away. I hope it happens, but everything crossed. I mean, it's difficult to know, isn't it?
Can you remember the last show you did and how it was for you?
Oh God. Honestly, no, I can't. I can't really remember. It was such a long time ago. We love gigging though. Like for us, we're a live band, and everything we do is revolves around the fact that one day we'll get to play a live show. So we've missed it. We've really missed it, and that's probably why I've forgotten. I've sort of too traumatic to remember. I've just blanked it out my memory. We're just looking forward, we don't want to look back and feel too sorry for ourselves.
It will be crying as well when you could go back on the first show. When you are on stage, it will be so good to be back. I can imagine.
Yeah, I know. It's gonna be a strange feeling. I think we'll be very nervous because we've sort of forgotten how to do it. We're out of practice, but hopefully. I'm sure it'll come back to us pretty quick. But yeah, we really, really can't wait. We really can't wait.
But now there is a debut album coming up. That must be so exciting as well because you released mixtapes, EPs, but now it's the fucking album.
Yeah, my God, you just swore on the radio.
We can do that in the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, we can do that, Murray.
Fuck yeah. Woo! That's crazy. Well, yeah, no, we've got the album.
The album,
out,
yeah.
Man. Yeah, it's a pretty big deal for us, It's something we've been working on for a long time. And one positive of lockdown is that we had a lot of time to finally finish the album. So yeah, it's coming. It's called Life's a Beach. It's about, trying to get to the metaphoric beach somewhere because England is pretty dreary at the best of times. So yeah, I hope you enjoy it, man. I'm really nervous and really excited to release it.
Why are you nervous? Because you released so many songs until now.
Do you know what? I think it's all to do with usually like once we've written something, we get to play it live and if it works, you understand, you get an immediate reaction. Whereas we've never played any of this music live. It's all brand new. No one's ever heard it. So it's I guess it's just a new thing for us. We've not tested our music in this way before.
Do you already know how to play all the songs live?
No, we don't, and that's been a problem. We were lucky enough to do Jimmy Kimmel last week, and that got sort of dropped on us with 2 weeks notice, and we were like, right, well, we've got to play it live, but none of us can play it. We haven't practiced for a year. So we literally did 12 days non-stop in the studio, just running the same 3-minute song over and over and over. We got there in the end, but no. The answer to your question is we cannot play the album live yet, but we're working on it. We're working on it.
You have still a few months for that. So it's good that you're going to be on the road in November.
Yeah, exactly. Any sooner we'd be in trouble.
Yeah. How do you decide which song will be on the debut album? Because Nightmares on it, it's the biggest hit on Spotify of your band, Easy Life. Yeah. How do you decide which new song or older song does fit in an album?
Yeah, it's a good question. It was always a big one for us. Like, are we going to put Nightmares on the album? It was never part of an EP. So it didn't actually have a home really. And with it being our biggest track and sort of a track that we've become known for, it felt like it did belong on the debut album. And I didn't want to put loads of songs that people had already heard on the album. I hate it when people do that. You go and buy the album, it's like, well, I already know all these songs anyway, so what was the point? So I didn't want to do people dirty like that. So it was just Nightmares that made it, and the rest are fresh off the album. So yeah, it's all the songs kind of, the album is supposed to tell like some kind of journey. I mean, it does to me. I know that when people listen to it, they probably might overlook the real deep sort of sentiment behind it. But yeah, everything on there for a reason, and Nightmares kind of was a cornerstone of the album, really, with everything it says and what it stands for.
There's a new song now. It's called Skeletons. Yeah. We played it a lot on Kink the last few weeks. And what can you tell me about that song? When was it made?
I need you to do that
behind
again. You got to do that Skeletons again.
Skeletons.
Yes. Wow.
And now you have to do it.
Skeletons. There you go.
Yeah, I can join you on tour when you're back in the Netherlands.
You sound just like me. Maybe you should join the band.
Oh, for sure. When you're in the Netherlands, I will be with one song on stage, if you like.
Okay, it's a date. If we ever get there, I'm holding you to that.
Yeah. What can you tell me about that song?
Well, it's just like about the idea of, having skeletons in the closet and having baggage, which we've all got, and some people want to get rid of it and some people want to embrace it. And I guess that's what the song's about, really. It's just about, it's okay to have baggage. It doesn't really matter. Let's just get down and party anyway, I guess it's kind of a positive song about like everyone's got shit they got to deal with. So let's just deal with it.
I like the honesty on this album, because a message to myself, it's an honest song as well.
Yeah, I think something that we've always been able to do is be very authentic and very real with our lyricism. It's always been a massive part of what we do and something that I'm really proud of. I've always just felt like being honest is the only way to make convincing good music, because if you're just telling someone else's story, then how can you tell it authentically? So for us, it's always important just to talk about life over here and what it's like and things that I see and experience. Because I always think that if I've experienced it, I'm a normal dude, then other people have experienced it too, for sure. So yeah, that's it's worth talking about then, isn't it?
Would it ever work that you work with ghostwriters or something like that?
Yeah, well, I like working with other writers for sure. There's a few other writers on the album. I don't mind collaborating with people at all, but as long as I could never have anyone write the lyrics, because I wouldn't be able to perform them, or I think it'd be obvious. Obvious.
That's interesting that you have to tell your own story even in the music and on stage.
Yeah, I think I have a lot of respect for people who don't do that as well. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, it's a different art form entirely. But for me, the only way I can convince an audience to feel anything is if like I can feel it in the first place, and I'd struggle to tell someone else's story, I think.
What is the most honest song on the album?
Wow, Jasper, these are amazing questions, bro. You're really searching here. Yeah. I don't know. The most honest, I think I'd struggle to answer that, because I'd like to think they were all equally honest, and I know that's me being terribly diplomatic, but I do really believe that it's I try to, like I said, I try to be authentic in all of them. Some of them are a bit more like, some of them obviously deal with more like personal, deeper things, and then others are a bit more like, well, let's just sort of party, or let's get fucked up, and those songs are good too. But yeah, I guess I try to be uniformly very honest throughout the album.
I can't wait to hear it in its entire. It will be out in a few weeks in June. We can hear the whole fucking album, I could say over here. So then we can the whole album in its entire play on the radio. But now I'm gonna play the new song Skeletons on Kink.